Yeah. I'll say this about Charlie Kirk as well. And I encourage everybody watching this to go watch his speech from America Fest 2023. It will change your life. In that speech, he talked about Isaiah 6:8. In that scripture, um, it's basically a conversation between God and Isaiah, and he's saying, "Here I am, Lord, send me." And so Charlie Kirk was all about the Great Commission. That's all he wanted to do, was to commission people to fulfill their God-given purpose, which is to have faith in God and to value family. And
Hmm.
I mean, in the Black community, we see how downhill the Black community has gone because they have lost their sight of these things that matter and have prioritized um, I guess, other parts of the culture that aren't helpful. And so I think a lot of people misunderstood who Charlie Kirk was and what he stood for. They didn't take time to actually understand his message. And maybe he didn't say the things that people wanted to hear, but I think he said a lot of things that people needed to hear. And I'm not saying he was a perfect person because nobody is. I'm not perfect. I know none of us on this panel are perfect. The only perfect person in my book is Jesus. But he really said some awesome things.
Oh no, I'm pretty darn close.
Oh, really? Really? Yeah, I think not because none of us are perfect. So um,
Mm.
that's funny though.
Well, she got some spice. She said she thinks not. I love it.
I'm
I'm
partial to my
glad she
Oklahoma
is
women,
here.
so there's not going to be any pushback on me. I rebuke.
What'd you say, Q? I couldn't hear you.
I said no pushback on my Oklahoma women.
Okay, that's what I like to hear. Thank you. Way
Mm.
to represent.
Slimmy, what was your thoughts? I know you had some thoughts that you was saying too.
Uh, I think I think the comments that the lady made, they somewhat fair. If you feel like somebody is like a hate monger, or you feel like they were spewing hate, and it was some things that are definitely said that can be taken as hate, like, and you talk crazy about the dead, because we never knew George Floyd while he was alive. You know, we never knew him while he was alive. So when you saying things about someone, you paint a picture of their character after they're dead, you don't know who they are. That's gonna happen to you. It's going to happen
Slimmy,
to you.
they do this all the time.
Can I finish
That lady,
speaking?
yeah,
Can
but
I
that
finish
lady just
speaking?
did with your chastising
Hold
Can
on,
I
y'all.
finish
Hold on, y'all.
speaking?
Hold
Come
on,
on,
y'all.
man.
Hold on,
Y'all
y'all.
gotta, y'all gotta have some
I
self
got you,
control.
Slimmy. I got you. Hold on.
Have some self
Go ahead,
control.
Slimmy.
Y'all don't like what y'all don't
don't
gotta
tell me to
like what
have
I'm
self
saying.
Hold on,
control.
wait, y'all. Hold
I
on,
think you
y'all.
should though.
Hold on,
You
hold on,
should.
hold on, hold
Pay me
on.
to have
You
some
don't
self
have to
control.
like what I'm
I,
saying,
hold on,
but it
y'all.
is very much true.
Slimmy. Give me a second. Let me quarterback this shit. It's gonna be plenty of time for y'all to argue and go back and forth, but let him get his full thought out before y'all debate what it is that he's saying. All right, go ahead, Slimmy.
The problem is, like, people want things one way and not the other. You cannot talk negative about the dead and then expect to have people saying nice things about you when you're gone. It's just not the way this world operates, especially if you get clipped up as somebody who spews hate, regardless of how you feel personally. If someone feels like you are spewing hate, they are going to come at your death a certain way. This is just the facts. Now, do I think it's right? No. You shouldn't talk about anybody once they're dead. It should be over with. But it's a certain people, it's a certain group of people, they don't care about none of that shit. When they don't like you, they don't like you. That's just the fucking facts. We don't have to like that shit. But this is the way the world is. The world is an evil place. So if you seem like you tampering with the evil, or you seem like a bad person to somebody, they're never gonna have anything nice to say about you. That's just the facts. He said things about a lot of, well, I will say for sure, Martin Luther King, that is not gonna rub people the right way. Regardless of my sentiments of Dr. King, That shit is not going to rub people the right way when you are on a large platform, when you are a conservative, when you are backing Trump, when we are in this climate. You got to be realistic. They are going to hate you. That's what people are going to do. And they're going to say some of the worst things about you when they feel like that's who you are. You can't tell people how to feel about things when you're getting clipped up on large platforms. That's just the facts.
All
It
right,
ain't going to
y'all.
be right.
So
Y'all feel free to disagree.
no,
Now
Just
you
saying
got
so
a
that
I
black
chance.
girl was saying
understand
the
it.
same thing Slimmy is saying from her point of view. So the black
I
community
understand
gonna
what
stay
you're
on
saying.
code with the black community, no matter if it's right or wrong. She was saying the exact same thing, but when it comes down to Charlie Kirk, he deserves it. But she was saying the exact same thing. She's speaking on the dead. She's saying how people are coming for her. So if something happened to her, should nobody say nothing if people are coming at her when she passes, if she passes away. It's just the same thing. The black community always gonna stay on code. Heterosexual white man bad. That's it.
I like somebody said in the chat, shout out to the chat. Like somebody said in the chat, facts don't care about your feelings. So facts over feelings. I respect your opinion, but I'm just going to have to say that I think it's wrong. Um, Talking about somebody who has passed away in a negative way, whether you like them or not, is never acceptable. And I was raised right, and my mother taught me that we just don't do that. So um, I know that there are people out there who want to justify it, but there's no way to do that.
My only thought is, why is this only a thing with the right? Because people are saying, oh, well, he was a racist, but you guys voted for Robert Byrd, who was a KKK member, a literal KKK member. I don't care what he changed in his life. You're not coming back from that. You actually hung black people. You actually did something violent towards black people. And he got a lot of them off. So to tell me that Charlie Kirk is worse than Robert Byrd, to tell me that Charlie Kirk is worse than Joe Biden, who actually said poor kids are just as smart as white kids. Well, who is he talking about? He's talking about the jungle people that he didn't want to go to school with his kids when he was in the Senate. Those people that sit on the Democratic side literally every day spew hate and racism, and everybody on the left, including the 92%, gives them a pass. But Charlie Kirk is a problem for having an opinion, and you don't have to like it. But you respect Hillary Clinton, you respect Bill Clinton, you respect Robert Byrd, you respect Joe Biden, you respect all of these people. But Charlie Kirk is where the buck stops. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Hypocrites.
You really think that the Republicans don't spew hate?
That's not what I said. That's not my argument. That was none of what I said. I wasn't even talking to you per se.
No, I
I'm
didn't
talking
say
about
I
the
didn't think
fact.
you were talking to me. I'm asking you a question. Do you
Do I
think
think
the
what?
Republican you don't think Republicans spew hate?
I think anybody can spew hate. That's not what I was arguing. I'm arguing that it only gets exacerbated when it's on the right. That's my argument. Meaning, if
I
there's a
think it gets
person
toned
that you
down. I
think,
think it
if
actually
a
gets toned.
person, hold on. If there's a person, I'm answering your question. If there's a person that you think on the right is racist, cool, say it, whatever. I don't really care. But it's only taken there when it's the right. Because, like I said, you are a super predator. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you are a super
And your
predator.
kids are
And we
roaches.
can talk about, and verbatim, we can talk about how you got there and where you live at. But right now, you're terrorizing everybody else. That is Hillary Clinton, okay,
Mm-hmm.
about
I know who
black
Hillary Clinton is. I know
folks.
about
Then
Hillary.
Mm-hmm.
you had Joe Biden sit up there and say the same thing on the Senate floor. So, no, what I'm saying is, again, if you want to disagree with somebody, I'm fine with that. I actually enjoy hearing people go back and forth about ideas. Sometimes I think my mind might be changed. Sometimes not so much. But at the end of the day, you should be allowed to voice your opinion, because freedom of speech affects the speech that you like and don't like. And if we cannot say what we want, then what are we doing? What kind of country is this? It's sure not a republic. It's been past not being a republic.
It's a banana republic.
What?
Hmm.
You ain't never heard of the store Banana Republic, Slimmy?
I got Banana Republic clothes. Of course,
Yeah.
I've heard of it.
And this is what we're
It's-
in. How they treated Trump.
I'm not understanding.
It's
Meaning we're in an era where we keep hearing democracy, mob rules. We're not in a democracy. We live in a constitutional republic. But the mob rules because we keep saying, oh, it's a democracy.
I think I'll just leave it there.
all right. Anybody else got any additional thoughts? I'm gonna stop
Rest in
saying
peace to Charlie Kirk. My heart goes out to his family. They lost their patriarchy, and my heart goes out to his wife and their children.
I'm gonna stop saying all right because Quentin is starting to mock me and imitate me.
All right.
I think something that I would like to say is I hope this moment, I know this is a turning point in our country, and we have to decide if it's going to lead us in a better direction, if it's going to motivate us to make sure that we live out Charlie's legacy in the best way, or if it's going to divide our country even more. And I just hope people use this as a moment to reflect and think about how they can use their gifts to help this country grow, because there are so many people listening to this who have God-given gifts that they're just not using. And I believe there's so many more Charlie Kirks out there, or insert your personal name. And so I hope that this moment leads people to rise up and do what's best for this country.
Carrie, I got a question for you really quickly before I read super chats. Shout out to the over 4,000 people that's inside of the chat watching today. We appreciate y'all. I got a question for Carrie, just real quick. It's been no more than 2 minutes on it, Carrie. You ready?
Sure.
Tamara is in her early 20s.
Hmm.
Do you think that Tamara, as she traverses, politics, content creation, all of this stuff, do you think that it's possible for her to stay as pure in her thoughts that she is right now? Like, do you think that she's green?
No, I think that she is connected to God's
No.
word.
Yeah.
I think that
I knew you was gonna say that. That's why I
I
asked
think
you.
that as long as she lets God keep her drawn close to him and she stays in connection with his word, seeks his guidance, his wisdom, she is fine. She's good. It sounds like she was raised in a very grounded way with a strong foundation. I think she can speak her mind very eloquently. She seems very respectful, very pleasant, and she also seems like she has a feminine courageousness about her. So I think you'll do just fine.
All right, cool. Just a thought.
You're putting me on the spot tonight, huh?
Well, I got to see what you made of, because you see right now. See, listen. Let me tell you, Tamara. Let me preface. Let me prep you.
Okay.
Quentin ain't called you out your name yet. You ain't. I don't know if you built like that yet. You know what I'm saying? All of the women on the panel, then my bad. Quentin is a different person. Shout out to my dog Q. Like you haven't really gotten into the gauntlet yet, so we'll see. We're gonna see how it go.
Okay.
Anyways,
I just want to say
Before
Quentin is
you,
misunderstood. He is very sweet.
there you go.
I know y'all see what y'all see online, but he's misunderstood. He's very sweet. Shout out
I
to Quentin.
concur. I agree.
Oh, you ain't rage quit yet. You know what I'm saying? Look look at Slimmy. See, Slimmy is built for this. He different now. What Slimmy? We going? You good? You was
No,
about to
I
say
wanted
We
to
heart
say something.
Slimmy too. We heart Slimmy.
No,
what
I
was
don't
about
want
to
no
say
fake
something.
love.
Slimmy is never fake love.
No, I don't want it. I'm cool. What I was about to say is like the
See,
reason why
it's
the
different over
reason
here.
hey, I'm just being honest. The reason why the reason why I think Charlie Kirk was a martyr is for what's gonna take place following. Like this is gonna cause more divisiveness. It's gonna be 10 times worse. You're just gonna be hearing people talk about left, right, liberal, conservative, far more than what we was just speaking on a couple weeks ago. It's just gonna keep getting progressively worse. And I said this, like this shit is not a game. Motherfuckers don't give a fuck who you are. When they want to send a message, you could be that message. So I think people are teetering on lines that they don't really even know that they on. And
So do we?
it's sad that this is what America has come to. It's
So
really
do we
sad.
be afraid to talk because somebody got shot? And so we can't talk on God and
Maybe you
divine
miss
principles.
maybe you
No,
missing what
I
I'm
understand,
saying.
but I feel like I don't think people should move out of fear because he got shot. If anything, people should feel more empowered because we clearly got them shaking in their boots if they feel like they got to start taking people out because of their ideologies or because they want to debate college kids.
I don't think you understand what I'm saying.
Well, this isn't an attack on you. I'm just saying I don't want to live in a country where men are afraid to be men and fight the good fight because Charlie Kirk got killed.
Let
Well, I
me
don't
say,
think it's about men being afraid of anything.
go ahead, Sonny.
What's gonna happen is people are going to lean more on their side instead of coming closer together to come to
Mhm.
real solutions. So if you're liberal, you're going to spew hate towards Charlie Kirk. If you're conservative, you're going to feel like liberals aren't shit for this. Just like the same thing with George Floyd. It's the exact same thing. And it's not a coincidence that this happened on September the 10th, right before 9/11. There's nothing coincidental about none of this stuff. It's sad, man. Like this is what America really is. And I think people need to wake up, open their eyes, understand there ain't no conspiracies. Everything happens for a fucking reason.
But Slimmy, I actually think that it might do the complete opposite, right? Because from what I also saw online, because I don't just live in a bubble, what I also saw online were a lot of, I guess they're not far right. I mean, on far left. They were liberals, but they were like, no, I can't condone this. Like my party is trash. I saw a lot of that. And on top of that, if you look every at every incident where you have these, these type of incidents or whatever you want to call them, assassinations, you have a certain ideology attached to it. And so people are starting to see that. And so even though there were a group, groups of people that did not like Charlie Kirk, there are people literally looking at it and saying, why do they want him to shut up? What is
Hmm.
what's actually going on? It's making a lot of people think. And I think we're at a, no pun intended, but we're at a turning point in the USA where we're either going to start going on the side of truth and actually fight for what we say we really want and fight for the Constitution, or we're just gonna let it just go to hell.
Well, the thing is, I don't think people really understand who it is that had them eliminated. That's gonna be the problem. Because they'll automatically just be like, well, well, it was liberals that had something to do. Well, liberals ain't had nothing to do with this shit. This ain't no liberal. This ain't no liberal side doing this shit. hiring a hitman to take somebody out. That's not, they didn't do that. That's what's going to be the problem. And if people think that liberals had something to do with this,
Well, they're
this is
loud
No, no,
about
exactly.
it.
well,
Not
hold on,
saying
hold on,
we
hold
think
on.
liberals do.
Hold on. What? But y'all don't want to wait until we get all of the facts first before we say what the real motives are.
You'll never get the facts.
So how do we know that it's not liberals then?
I think you,
Just
if
asking
you
a
put
question.
two and two together, you can figure it out. It's not going to be liberals that did this.
But even if you're using the government, Slimmy,
I'm
if
not
you go
using the
back to,
government.
even if you're, what I'm saying is, if you're using the government or conspiracy, that it's still it's still on the liberal side, right? In the 1960s, when they were doing all of that, all of the movements and the communism, all of that still revolves around liberalism. So at the end of
Hmm.
the day, it's still that same group. It's still that same mindset. It's still that ideology. It's still everything involving in that. And these governments move that way. We understand. We understand a lot of people believe in the one world government, believe in this, that, and the third. Whatever you want to call this, wherever we're going, it's still that's still in that group. That's still in that group. So yeah, it is the left. The left has gotten rid of JFK and other people. But yeah, we do need to wait and see what's going to come out. But regardless of what y'all want to call it, it's not that's this is not a conservative thing. None of these values, none of these things that have ever happened has been on the conservative side ever.
Anton, you're impacting culture a whole lot. I would consider you a hero in this generation. And I want to know, what are your thoughts on this? Just because, I mean, you interact with the culture, you were one of the people defining culture.
First of all, you speaking my language right now. You know what you know what
Well,
I'm saying? I like that. I like what you did there. But just to answer your question, I think that I think that we have to stop thinking that everybody is playing fair.
Mm,
We not playing the same game. And the biggest mistake that we assume is that people that disagree with us is going to abide by the rules. I don't think that there are any rules anymore.
mm,
I don't think that people they willing to kill you. We're focused on trying to uphold what we think is the values that America is about and what it stands for and family and all of this stuff. And we trying to turn the other cheek and pray for them and all of that stuff. And what I'm telling you is that you're gonna have to rethink how you go about doing stuff because it's not the same. you know it's not the way we want it.
mm,
You're not gonna out debate them and then they just gonna go back to their car. It's almost like dealing with a hood dude. Like you
mm,
could sit there and think that they're supposed to hear you, but they not playing the same game as you. And you could think that they could be reasonable, or you can put your values and your morals into play, thinking that they're gonna play it the same way, and you're gonna be disappointed because they'll take your life and then they'll laugh at you. What I see people doing, right? And their rhetoric and all of the different stuff is saying, yo, I don't have no empathy and he better be talking to God and all of this stuff. I'm not surprised. It's a reminder because sometimes I think that we get in our bubble when we think that, you know, people are playing the same game and fair. I said a long time ago that I'm done debating people.